how ZEN became a major champion. Today, we break down how this man put on an MVP performance, offensive MVP, and became a major champion. We see the true impact he really has on the game and how good he really is against other people. Not to mention, his teammates played incredible. Hey, if you guys are new, be sure to subscribe. We're really close to 100,000. Like and comment for the algorithm. It really does help. You guys gotta watch how good this kid really is. For those that are new, today we're gonna be breaking down what ZEN did to become the offensive MVP of the major and become the MVP. So as you guys can tell, we're gonna be watching ZEN. He played the best of the weekend. His teammates played incredible, but we're gonna break down what he did to win the major and help his team get there. And overall, guys, he played so confident, as you guys can see, that it really did show. And a lot of people were coming out being like, well, he's not going to do the same on LAN. He won 3 times online, but he's always been playing online. It's going to be the same. Guys, they've been boot camping. And when I say they've been boot camping, that means they're playing in person already together. So you're kind of getting out those jitters with your teammate. And as you can see here, before the balls even hit, look, ZEN's up in the air, pre-jumping. He reads Monkey Moon like a book. Seiko doesn't even know he's up. Rizzo has a free hit, and well, that is a big reason of why they had so much success. Now, if you guys are new to this, I try to say what the other teammates do that like kind of helps ZEN complement his playstyle as well. And if you want the truth, this is the perfect team for ZEN, and it's not even close to. I don't think anyone else could come in. Like a lot of people were saying, imagine him with Vatira. Guys, I genuinely don't think he could find better teammates that fit his playstyle better. Rizzo plays so for those that don't know, ZEN kind of plays more passive and lets his teammates challenge first, right? So right there, he sees he's beat, he lets Rizzo fly at the ball. ZEN is incredible at buying time, hitting it around, and giving your team more touches so you can get more boost and dominate. Little bit of a weird recovery, but as you guys could see, like Rizzo plays a very aggressive role. He's always driving forward and chasing demos. I mean, look at him right now, just straight up doing spins, going for demos, right? But just an incredible save from ZEN. Let's break that down real quick. He recognizes Seiko's going for a bump on both of them, so Alpha tries to get in the way early. He knows he can't because Seiko's giving him bumped or bumping him. So ZEN plays the double touch, saves it with 0 boost. Now I was at this major, and let's just say people were just going crazy over this team. You know, they started waving out these USA flags and getting the crowd on their side because it was in Boston. And it was really cool to see ZEN perform the way he did. Now, it's touches like this that make him so good. A lot of people don't realize how tough this is. Look how well he times this and gives himself a one-on-one flip reset. And realistically, it's just unlucky that it didn't go in. He got it a foot above the bar, right? But man, if you guys were at the major and watched, how weird is that? Alpha54 just got online and we're watching the replays. If you guys saw at the bottom right, but I really don't want to sit here and give all the credit to ZEN because I think his teammates played so good that it was just incredible watching all of them play. It was like all 4 were in sync. Seeing 3 players at this high of a level in sync was just crazy to watch. Now look at ZEN here. He sees Rise is going to play the early hit, so he hits it way wide. Alpha comes in. Look how aggressive this team is playing. Rizzo and Alpha are just right up each other's, you know what, and they're just getting a free play because of it. Now that's that trust. It's incredible. They just trust each other so well. So one thing I noticed with Vitality and ZEN and them is, remember how earlier in this video I said ZEN does a great job at buying time for his teammates. Well, guys, when you buy time for your teammates, you're usually in control of the ball more because you're taking the other team's boost. Because if someone's on the ball, the defense is probably, you know, playing more defensive. You guys got to watch this. Before I keep going, you guys got to watch this. So his teammates get way too aggressive. Alpha gets a bad dive. Rizzo forces a pass. Realistically, this shouldn't even be close to savable. He jumps over the first one. Wave dashes down so he can get a quick recovery to watch either the pass or shot. He recognizes the pass isn't coming in, so he cuts it quick. And then Rise comes in and he blocks it again. A 1v3 defensive play, and he didn't win defensive MVP. And I mean for real, guys, I'm not trying to take away from anyone that won defensive MVP because it was someone on Rule 1. They played incredible. But realistically, this guy played better than anyone on the whole weekend, and it was just incredible to watch. But what I was saying earlier is they do a great job of buying time for each other and taking small touches. every time they touch the ball, it typically seems like they try to have a purpose with it. Right there, he kind of forced a pass, but from overall what you see is if they have the chance to hit it around somebody and buy time, they do, because they want to take the boost, break the team down, and get a goal. Again, Alpha playing, it was more so this whole weekend, Alpha and Radosin playing aggressive, and ZEN kind of playing that role of, hey, I'm going to play around my teammates, I'm going to hit the ball when I need to hit it around, buy time. Look at this, he doesn't force a challenge, he makes 2 people from BDS double commit into him. You know, it's really crazy to watch how good he actually is. And for those that don't know, I think I said this earlier, but they won 3 online regionals in a row, and then they won a major in person. Guys, in today's game, Rocket League, I didn't think it was possible. If you want the truth, I think that's a goal. Wow, they got out of that. I didn't think it was possible to win. I thought it was possible to win 2 regionals in a row online, because realistically, like, Carmen Corp did it, and you thought, oh, they're the best team in the world right now. Then Vitality pick up ZEN. They dropped Sizen, who was also a very good player. So this team made a major before, but they're like, you know what, we have ZEN, we have to use him. Makes sense, because if you don't use him, he's gonna join another team and become the best. And for those that don't know, this was an incredible shot from Alpha, just incredible. Look at this, he goes to the ceiling, beats one. Seiko challenges early, thinking he won't expect it, hits it around him, and yeah. But I don't even remember what I was just saying, because I just got sidetracked by that. But I really do think Alpha 54 played a massive role. I know you guys are probably seeing every single person talking about ZEN, 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 ZEN. Like, I'm doing it right now. But guys, I really could not believe how good Radosin was. Watching him play in person, he was just so good, and Alpha 54 was right up there with them, if not even better at times, you know. And yeah, man, when you watch their gameplay, it just seems like everything has a reason. I mean, the guy's going for psychos in the middle of the field, but it's just like they play so calm. I don't know what's going on here. It looks like they're doing race laps together. But yeah, it just seems like every time they touch the ball, they have a purpose. Now, if you guys are new, we are going to watch this game. Watch this shot. Just snaps it top corner, almost scores it. Dude, they're doing race laps together. What's going on? Pass it out to him, maybe another goal. But yeah, and also something else I want to talk about when we get into the next game is ZEN's personality, because I feel like he's one of those guys. Usually when NA has a best player in the world, they don't really show too much personality. And ZEN being a really, like, the best player in the world, I think everyone agrees with that. I don't think it's close right now. It's cool seeing him with the personality. But guys, we're going to jump into the next game where they win the whole thing in the major and become champions. And we're going to jump into it real quick. All right, so this is the game where they officially closed out and become major champions. But back to what I was saying. So ZEN is one of those guys where usually when a player is the best in the world for like the last 6 years in Rocket League, since I've been around, no one really shows too much emotion, right? Like, when I say emotion, I mean like humor. They get the crowd involved. They laugh. You know, you just don't see it too much. Right off the rip, we see Alpha getting a fake hit, and then ZEN following it up. And Alpha did go for a bump there, so it worked perfectly. So they get a good 1-0 lead. But you don't see ZEN typically, or other players, showing as much passion and energy as ZEN did. So for those that don't know, ZEN comes out with these American USA flags, spinning them around, and they're gaining confidence because the crowd's loving it, because it's 2 EU teams, of course, and ZEN's swinging around a flag, and so is Farah, their coach, and all these other players on Vitality. And they would win a game, and like they would take a timeout, BDS for example, and ZEN is spinning this flag, and it's getting everyone involved, and it's just cool to see someone young with a good personality, I guess. And I know a lot of you guys might say, oh, this person, that person. I don't know, man. When a player has this much hype, it's just cool to see, in my opinion. Because ZEN has the most hype of any Rocket League player since, dude, I mean, he tops Daniel in the Rocket League hype. Like, this guy gets so much attention, and it's for a reason. But yeah, as you guys can see, we have 2 goals right off the rip, tie game. And if you guys weren't watching, dude, Vitality could have easily lost. They were supposed to lose. I forget who it was. I think Carmine Corp had a 2-0 lead in game 7, and just great pressure out of them. They have complete control of this ball. Look at this. They have complete control of the ball. They boost starve them, and this is what they're so good at doing. They force you with these awkward hits, and they get goals out of it. But Carmine Corp had a 2-goal lead in the upper bracket against them and could have easily sent them to the lower. Complexity had an open net miss in Game 5 overtime, and they come down and score Vitality because they missed it. And it goes to show that they are beatable, guys. No, they're not unbeatable. They should have lost 2 times this weekend. But it's those times when you get those little openings that you have to make the most of it that other teams didn't do. So AJG missed an open net miss, and Vitality comes down and scores. It's little things like that. Carmine Corp has a 2-goal lead. They give up 1 bad goal, and then Alpha gets a good goal for them, and they win in overtime off Alpha getting an insane ceiling shot. But as you guys can see, like I said earlier, it seems like ZEN likes to play a more passive role. But I genuinely think he could play any role in the field. But I think this does fit best for him. Watch how he lets always Alpha and Radosin go in front of him. He kind of tries to play off their hits, be where they're not at. Look at Radosin. He just cuts it, goes. ZEN's playing the middle. He knows it's not going to be able to, contest it with the boost he had, so he backs up. Again, he plays defensive. Probably thought Alpha was going to go there. And it probably was a little bit of miscommunication, but it was a good play, good pass down from the BDS guys. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's one of those things where this weekend everybody was tweeting about him because he was playing so good. Dude, at one point I saw like 10 people tweeting ZEN's in free play, and we're in a grand final of a major. And I know some of these games I'm showing you guys, he's not like doing the craziest stuff because he scored some nutty goals this weekend. But realistically, guys, he was scoring some goals that he would go to the steal. Dude, I was watching this in person. Guys, I saw this guy go for a triple flip reset against like Carmine Corp. And it's one of those things. That's a great goal by Alpha. Alpha drops this off the ceiling. Look at ZEN. He plays so passive on this team, and it works so well for him, by the way. I know a lot of credit I'm giving to ZEN, but I'm just kind of focusing on him because he was the MVP of this weekend. But like I said, Alpha played incredible, was scoring solo goals. Radosin was being disruptive. It was incredible to watch. But yeah, I'm seeing ZEN going for triple flip resets on RLCS like Championship Sunday. And people are sitting there just like, what is this guy doing? This guy's going for triple flip resets in the middle of the field. In person on LAN. So right here, as you guys can tell, Alpha's out of the play. Radosin's behind him, so ZEN knows he has to challenge first. He gets a way higher pop than expected. So watch how he changes what he's going to do here. Originally, he was going to play the ball. He realizes he's so beat to the ball, so he just goes for the bump, stops one man out of the play instantly. And it's off-ball things like that that honestly do make him very impressive. And BDS this game they kept answering. They kept answering. Every time this team would score Vitality, they would have some way of bouncing back and contesting them to try to make it a game. They didn't want to lose this quick, you could tell. They weren't giving up. Also, shout out to all the how good BDS have gotten. Rise, I didn't realize how good Rise actually was. No, that kind of sounded like a pun, but it wasn't. See what I'm talking about, guys? We could literally watch a whole video on how good Alpha 54 is. Look how good this goal is. We're not going to go into it and just watch him as well, but we could do that for a video if you guys wanted. Because I genuinely think he played almost just as good in some ways as ZEN did this weekend. He had a quiet weekend, and then he kind of stepped it up all of a sudden, and they just started dominating. It was cool to see all 3 of them do good. And a lot of people are, I was one of them. Big whiff out of ZEN there. Definitely could have been a goal. Good save out of Alpha. But by no means did ZEN play perfect, but he played damn near almost as good as anyone would want on a team. I mean, look at that first touch, guys. I don't think people realize how hard that is to do, yet alone in person, when you have nerves and it's just not the same vibe. But yeah, right now, I think this is oh my gosh, you guys know what I forgot? This is the game where they had a chance to tie it and Seiko hit it away from him. I think it might be right here. It is. Watch this. Open net. Monkey Moon calls him off. Seiko tried backflipping out of the way and they pinched it out, and the other team comes down and scores immediately. Now, I know a lot of you guys probably want to see what just happened, but when something like this happens, you just know in your head, yeah, it's over. We're done. So I don't really know why. I think he had too much momentum and he tried backflipping out of the way and he hit the ball out of the way. Monkey Moon in person, he literally sits there and he's like, it was funny to see, but it felt bad. Right, you feel bad for him because this is kind of when reality sets in and Vitality's like, dude, we just won the major. we just four-peated. We didn't just win one time. We won literally 3 regionals in a row and an online to close it out. I don't know, man. It's one of those things where you start to think now to yourself, are they going to have a chance to win Worlds as well? Why wouldn't they be able to win Worlds? They're the favorites to win Worlds. They've won 4 events in a row in a time in Rocket League when the skill ceiling is so close together, but Vitality somehow found a way to spread it this much more. Let me know if you guys think they're the favorites to win Worlds. I do. I predicted them to win the major in my predictions, and they did. And they lived up to the hype online as well, or online and in person, which is scary to think about. Hey, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like. It really does help. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace.